Okay. Let's just get to it. This is the next line. So last time, maybe I can just quickly see what we had last time. We had this. What does this say again? He ordered about concerning the priests, I guess, that they should not give anything more to this priest tax, this tax they had to pay in order to serve as priests, more than they had paid up until the first year of his father. That was the last sentence that we had. So we can move on. Is there anyone who wants to try this? Most of it is things we've seen before. It's pretty okay, I think. Maybe not this part, but at least the first sentence here.
I think we have widely different ideas of okay.
Well, yeah. Well, you can have a go, and then you'll. I will convince you otherwise. We'll see.
I got no clue what the first thing is there.
So this one is a uniliteral. It's not like a flag or a priest sign. It's the one that I think is looking like some kind of lasso or something like this. It's wa, so it's the uniliteral for u. Here. And then you have 3 strokes, which can be
S or I?
Yeah.
I.
So in this case, it's Y or I. And then this is the determinative, and it's the D54. I know them now. I know the legs, the walking legs glyph, and it's a verb that we've had. At least there is a sort of standard when Ptolemy removes something, he is at a distance from whatever he is removing, so the verb is what is it? Ui, like this, which in Coptic is we, I think. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, it's we. But we have a. Yeah, exactly. Is that Randy? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Randy. So we have what, and then this one.
I'm just going to get this in the F, but I don't
F,
think so.
yeah.
It is okay.
No, it is. So UF, exactly. So it's a Sejm F, which in demotic is a past tense verb.
Is it an N?
It's an R, so it's
R,
really
okay.
They're relatively consistent with this sort of angle that the ends are flat and the R's have this somewhat of an angle. I think this one underneath as well is an R, although sometimes they sort of become a bit flat. But yeah, it's an R.
Is it an Aleph? No, it's not Aleph.
It's an article in this case that fits well with the next sign.
So is it Pa or is it
Na? Yeah.
So
because, sorry.
Is it Remage then?
Yeah, Remage, exactly.
Okay.
So, and it has this, in the plural stroke at the end, so sort of people. And then we move on to line 10, which is, as always, a bit damaged at the beginning, but they've reconstructed as NT Shen.
Okay, so which is under, and then Na again?
Na again, yes.
But the Na has said one, is it that?
This belongs to all of this. So it's a uniliteral in this case.
Okay, is it an I or is it a H?
It's an I, so like this.
Is it Jer?
It's not Jer, it looks a bit like it. This is the min, I don't know how to draw that, but it's equivalent in hieroglyphs to the what's it called, the Min statue, or the Min fetish, which comes up in one word in particular that means office. Yeah. Wet.
Yeah.
The T is not here now.
It's 044.
044. Okay, awesome. Oh, good old Gardner. There we go. And so, yeah, so we have these two strokes that are usually transcribed as an E, and then this, I'm not quite sure what this means, and then a plural. But let me just check if it's always useful to see all the signs that they have in the words. Yeah, wet. We have the Rosetta here, so it would be. Oh, it's just. Okay, that's not what I see on my on my stone, but yeah. So they believe it's just this 2-like number that's supposed to be a book scroll, Y1, or papyrus scroll. So that's what we have here. Okay, why not? And then
it's N and then Na again.
Yeah, no. You can do this is really try to.
I'm gonna guess it's a ligature of something.
Yeah.
So we get an I first, and then we have an Na, Ina.
We have an R up here. This piece here is like the R, and then down here we have this sign, which is also uniliteral, which is the sort of the lower part of it.
So an Aleph.
It's a P in this case.
It's a P. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So E, I, and R.
So
and then the three strokes.
It's wine, or no, it's not wine.
Yeah, I always mix the two, but it's not wine. It looks very much like it even in Coptic. What I always forget this. Is it Erep? Randy, do you agree with this? Erep? I think so. Which means temple.
Erpe.
Yeah.
Erpe. Did I just write wine?
Yes.
There we go. So I'll also make that same mistake. Erep, okay. Erpe, sorry, Erpe. I can't remember that. Okay, so that's what we have here anyway. It means temple.
Okay, is it N after the temple?
Where do you mean?
Or is that a part of the next one? But
this one is the G7, so the God divine determinative.
Yeah, but the one before that.
This is part of all of this. It's any buildings. This is
that's pairs.
The house one, right?
Exactly. It's basically this plus a vertical stroke afterwards that becomes this line here. So that is then irpi u. Great. So what can you just try and translate this first line?
So he went in front of the people.
So he removed. He was at a distance, let's say. He was at a distance with respect to the people, which means that he removed away from the people something.
Okay, so he removes away from the people that which was under the yacht. I forget what that was.
And an office. What can I say? Like a priestly office, or this is in, right?
Yeah.
Of the temples. So, and then we get to know what the object comes afterward. Like, what is it that he relieves? Maybe that's a better word. What does he relieve the people from, in a way? So, and either you continue or someone else wants to take over. It's
feel free, anyone.
Yeah.
I guess it's an N, but I got no clue what the next one is. Is it Y?
This one is really poorly drawn, but it's Pa. it's supposed to be like this in a way, but it's always written strangely on the Rosetta Stone like this. But it's the article.
So is it a when the next one after that one?
This
First
one is
an
when.
I?
That's right, and that's an I. So what we have is actually a word ewen.
I don't know what that means.
It means in Coptic it's a
Color?
ween. What'd you say?
Oh, a ween. Like cargo or.
Mm-hmm. And and the Egyptian word means like a journey, a boat journey or something like this. Let me check it up, and then it becomes awin in Coptic, which just means the ship's cargo, the ship's load. Yeah, so it can mean both, right? Ship's cargo or a journey, and it's really the sort of journey that we have in this case. When this is the one that we have. Awin, yeah. Exactly. Okay, so this is the object, right? So he relieves them from the journey, and then
is it an N2?
This is an R.
It's an R. Okay, towards.
I think so.
I guess this is a when again, or is it something else?
Yeah, this is a when. Yeah, exactly. This is a when.
So when
yeah, so this one is a bit tricky, right? So we have to parse it, and we have R here, and then we have this part, which is when na u. It's all part of a grammatical construction, and then at the end here we have iu u. We have the two strokes here for the circumstantial converter, and then the third person plural suffix pronoun. So iu u. And all of that together becomes the okay, I'm sure people can understand. All of that together becomes obviously when, na, u, iu, u. And it's the imperfect converter applied to a pronoun subject. Then you have to have the imperfect converter. It's a relative, by the way, the R that makes the relative clause. Then you have the imperfect converter, and then you have the subject, which is introduced by the circumstantial converter. I wish I had more space, but I would think the Coptic would be neu, right? So much simpler, but it's I think that's sort of what's in the now here is the imperfect converter, and I know that the imperfect in Coptic can often have a relative clause that is just introduced with the circumstantial converter and not et or ette. So yeah.
So it's like imperfect, and it's a plural subject, and then the verb is come. So it's like, well, I mean, I don't want to necessarily translate it before the sentence is finished, before all the things are deciphered, but like, it's like circumstantial, imperfect, plural,
yeah.
And the verb is come. Something like that?
Yeah, something like that, exactly. And I don't know if this would work with like the R as the relative, what we want to call it, the relative marker would work with anything else but the imperfect, right? You agree, right, that in Coptic you can do this particularly with the imperfect?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would be interesting to see if this sort of we see it already in the Demotic. Yeah. So anyway, it's so the journey, that day, something imperfect, and the rest. This is a bit strange.
Is it R and then S? Is it that?
It's the verb ire, actually, which we've had before, much shorter. I don't know if it's usually written something like this. and when it has this long tail after it, then it becomes ire, what rf or iref. So it's the third person singular suffix pronoun. So if we do like this is ir f, like all of this. So I guess that's the resumptive pronoun in this case, that they did it. So that goes back to pa iwen, the f.
So here the F is a object then, not a subject.
That's I found it right because I think it has to be, because we're expecting a resumptive pronoun, and we already have our subject here. But in Coptic, we would expect, right, emof or something. We would have an object marker, I guess. So it's a bit unclear to me what it is. But that's sort of how I see it. So unless we can see when we finish the sentence how it works out, but yeah. Okay. Okay, Katrina, did you have so this one you've seen in the beginning of the sentence, and this is the same as this.
Yeah, so arpa.
Yeah, right. This becomes a bit cramped here. Okay, arpa.
The next one has something to do with the per sign at the end, but I have no clue. Is it ir?
Right. This is a uniliteral, and it's usually and it is written like this, right?
Is it paro?
It's not pero. It's the ayin sign. So this is just for ayin, and this is I guess just a Z1 vertical stroke, and then we have a house. So this is, as I see online, it's transcribed as we, but we just don't see the we here. So Coptic, Sayidic at least a. So it means house, right? It's the a, right? So it's the later form of what we have per in Middle Egyptian, and then usually it's a for later stages or hierarchy. Okay.
I think it might be a different word that means like room originally, and then the meaning changed to house.
Right.
I thought it was more so that it was initially a dual, so it was sort of like a not exactly like a duplex. Like a lot of houses were two separate living spaces, and that sort of just became the vernacular.
Okay,
that's at least how I understand it.
Yeah, and then I guess like the hand can just be a portion, so that can mean a room, right? Or just a part of a house, and you make it dual, and it becomes the sort of double portions, and it becomes the house. I don't know. Yeah, here we have it as a house. Well, okay, but we don't see it as awi. I don't know how to look it up in the TLA because it didn't. Here. Room, department, dwelling, at, and then in the dual. Yeah, okay, I can't see it, but we know that's where it is, right? Okay, so we have to the house, and then now it's just uniliterals.
I'm so bad at this. I don't know.
No worries. This is Aleph, one of the many sort of Alephs.
That's an R after that, or is it
an R or an L?
Yeah.
It's a G. This is the same as the glyph, basically.
Oh, it's an S. Okay. What's that? Yeah.
S.
Then Aleph again, or is it that something else?
Yep. No, that's right.
And then N, and then
N.
Y and T.
Yeah, this is actually an R in this case. It's really like it's really the entire mouth, like that. And up, the one on top is either a T, or it's usually a T, but it can also be a D. So just a dental plosive.
As an S again after that one. And then
This is part of
one.
this is part of everything. This is the cartouche closing. This is the signs for the. It's just oh, what did I do here? That's
Oh, it's Alexander. Okay.
yeah, exactly. I was
A long time to figure that one out.
no. I mean, you have to know what you're reading. Why is my pen all of a sudden not working? Oh God, this was a long time since this happened.
I think you got
Yeah, there we
the
go.
draw with touch pressed.
Yeah, I think I have it now. There was a button I had activated that I didn't want to activate. Okay, yeah. So we have A, leg, sa, dr. Right. Great. And then the cartouche, and then this is just a vertical Z1 vertical stroke. And then the final part. Do you remember this?
Either, or is it Hepburn, or is...
Let me see if we've had it not too long ago, I think. I don't want to spend too much time looking back, but I know we've had it a few times earlier. Can we see it? Here we go. It's the exact same expression, actually. I don't know if they look alike, but this one, and then we have, yeah. So it's Kjer Renpet, basically. I can go look it up again in the DPDP, but so that we see how the glyphs work. Kjer
So something like
Renpet.
yearly or something like that.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
year.
It's yearly. Under the year or every year. Let me see. Here. Kjer Renpet yearly. It says ten rompe in demotic, but I have a bit trouble seeing. It's not the same thing, right? This makes sense. Chenu Rempet becomes ten rompe, but it's not. I don't see that, but okay.
I can't find an equivalent for Coptic, but there's a similar one, but for the word month, like either Chrevat or Chara. With the
excellent. Yeah. So that's what it is exactly. It's head here and then evot. So it would be like her rompe would be equivalent.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And what we have then is right the share. Yeah, I mean it's just how does that become that? But you know, this is what it is. But the little 2 number that can look like the P unit literal that we saw earlier. That's the sort of staff of Renpet. Or I don't know what that glyph represents actually, the standing tall staff thingy that has sort of fallen. And then we have the Z1 stroke. The little dot is the sun for a time period or something, and then we have T at the end. So yeah, this is the Renpet staff. We have the Z1 vertical stroke, the sun, and then T at the end. And this was Kjer. Which sort of ideally would look much more, have this sort of loop thing going on. Okay. Katrina, you want to put it all together?
Not really.
That's yeah. Let's see. Just try, maybe just see what you get from this portion down here, just piece by piece. So this was journey, right? Or ship's journey.
So the ship's journey, that was before them. And
That day, right? This is the subject of the relative clause, right? So the ship's journey that day. EDF.
Yeah, and if he the house that I mean.
Okay, so the ship's journey that something in the past they were doing it. So right, it's an imperfect. So they are sort of they were or they did or they were doing it. That this is I believe is an object.
Okay, so that
And
we
this
were
is just
paying towards the House of Alexander yearly.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
To the house Alexander yearly, and the house of Alexander is the city Alexandria. So maybe there's sort of like an N that is missing somewhere here. The house of Alexander yearly. Okay, yeah, that was easy, right?
No, but yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So put it all together, both lines.
Okay, yeah. So he relieved. So he removed himself. But he relieved the people that were in the offices of the temples, in the temple offices. That means they're the priests, I guess. And he relieved them from the yearly journey that they were doing it to Alexandria. So he relieved them from their having to do this yearly trip to Alexandria that the priests had to do. Yeah. And really, he stood at a distance, whatever. But yeah, I hope that made sense. Okay, so unless there's something else, we can move on to the hieroglyphs. Anyone?
I can give this one a try. I haven't done the hieroglyphic sections of the Rosetta Stone in a while, so.
Great.
So I'm guessing that's just three uniliterals. Well, I mean the duals. So R, Aleph, Y, or maybe
Yeah.
R, Aleph, numeral 2. So two, like the two like the two Z1 strokes.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure actually what happens. There are two sort of suggestions. The French book Doma, he suggests that this is what was the suggestion again? That is a rui or something like this. So R, that the verb is R-U-E. The Coptic is lo. So I don't know if that can mean to put something away, or I don't remember what is the fundamental meaning of lo again?
Like stop.
Stop, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We have it here. We don't even have it here. That's what it is, right? Lo.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, like stop.
See, stop.
Like
I'm just trying to find
yeah.
Right, rui, to go away, to expel, to drive off. So that's sort of that's one idea. The other idea is that the R is actually because there's this phonetic mix-up between R and EU, right? That the preposition R becomes e and the circumstantial converter EU becomes e. So they mix them up. And we've already seen this. It's possibly that this is sort of meant, it happens at other places, that this is EU, and then this is a particle, a, which is some kind of emphatic particle, and then this is the verb ui, the same one that we have in, wa'i, sorry, wa'i, which is what becomes the motic ui, or we. So that's sort of the other option. Either it's rui or it's, I will try and wa-i. Let me see. wa, e. Right, to remove oneself. So that would be the same, which really is what we have, actually. So yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Can I just ask, D54 in the demotic, which way is it orientated? What is the legs and what is something else?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. Let's see. So, we, to be far. So this is sort of the sign. Apparently, it's a combination of that road with the plots thingy and then the D54. Yeah. But so it's not exactly as it's drawn here, but I think that's what they think it is. Yeah, it's supposed to be something like this. But I don't know how this happens. This is a question we have to ask at some point some big shot demoticist how they make this work. So maybe this is a foot. Sorry.
I'm at least just going to read that next part as "way," like the word "way" in English.
Which part do you mean, like this?
Oh no, after it, yeah, the olive bird and then that road and then the legs. So "way."
Yeah, "way." Okay. I think that's good.
Then N for that
N.
What is it, the red crown thing?
Yeah.
Then hem. What is it? Second H M.
Mm-hmm.
Then the phi or phi FY.
Yeah, it's just F in this case, right? It's the demotic pun for the third person singular suffix pronoun. No, sorry, not not demotic, but Ptolemaic. Yeah.
Then EU.
Yeah, right.
Maybe this looks like a very like Ptolemaic era hieroglyph. I'm gonna guess Hutnecher.
Hutnecher. Hutnecher.
Wabu. W.
Yeah, I don't. What did you say? Wa?
Wabu, like a W I and B, then yeah, the plural.
Yeah, this is what this one looks like. So I will show you what Doma thinks it is. So this is I think that he thinks this is just a determinative for priests in general, and then this is a specific kind of priest that he calls the unu ut hut netcher. So unu I guess means an hour, or unut. So the hour priests or something like this. Let's look it up. Unu. Yeah, I think this is the safest. No, that didn't work at all. Unu. Unu ut, right? This means an hour. Service task. It should be at some point. Here we go. Unut hut netcher, the hour priesthood of the temple. So some kind of special priest that I don't know anything about. It would make sense with the star glyph of hour, and then yeah, or as in this case with the transposition. So that's sort of what Doma thinks it is, and I think that's fair. Yeah, and then so it would just be priests. This would just means priests. So let's. Unut, ut, netcher. And I don't know if I even should have another plural thingy here because they are in the plural. Yeah.
So with the hyphens here, is it like, so hoot netcher is already like a direct genitive, right? And then
yeah, I think so.
And then you have the wunut, which is itself a direct genitive onto the hoot netcher. So it's like two direct genitives.
Yeah, that's what I think. So this becomes just like a fixed expression. It's not even, it's almost not felt like a direct genitive. It's just hoot netcher as temple. And then you add the priests of the temple. Yeah, I think. Okay, there's one problem with this one. If you can try and translate now what you have.
Okay. Yeah, like we were discussing earlier, I'm not so sure about the first part. I'm just gonna say Rui, maybe like the first option. So yeah. Rui, and then this next part. So for the part with the walking legs and this road, should I treat those just as determinatives, or should I treat that as if it's a word?
Yeah, I'd say they're determinatives for whatever verb we have in this part.
Okay.
This is part of that verb.
Okay, so then in that case, then Rui and Hemef.
Yeah, so I'll just write it out because we have a nice Segemenef. Rui N. Yeah, okay, I'll just do that. Rui N, and then we have. Sorry, this is very for people who have to watch this like afterwards. This looks very messy, but okay, that's what it is. Rui N. Okay, Hemef.
Hemef. You. Unut. Hoot netcher.
So the main problem is this, right? And so what we have again is this thing where we have a mix-up phonetically between EU and R. So we have to assume that in this case, it makes much more sense to take this as R.
Yeah. Yeah, because EU would have to have a subject, right? It would have to have some kind of suffix normally. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm forgetting.
Or a subject of any kind, right? I guess people have to correct me how that works in circumstantials for Middle Egyptian. But yeah.
So yeah, so now with that corrected with the R, the translation, maybe it's so His Majesty ceased, or yeah, His Majesty ceased. His Majesty stopped to the our priest. I'm not sure. I can say hourly priest, but that doesn't sound good.
No, something like this, but the hour priest is some kind of title. But okay, so that is the first part of the sentence is like the demotic, right? He has the priest, the king does something to someone, and then what he does comes in the next part. If you want to try and if you want to continue.
Sure.
Let's go.
I've seen this weird like thing with the two hooks on it before. I don't remember. I don't remember what the spelling is.
Ptolemaic is M. So this is supposedly represents the sort of female insides, the uterus and the fallopian trumps and all that. So it's the inside. I guess that's the image and the pun that becomes in.
So then a wedge, like a WD with the line under it. Wedge. Y is that part of the wedge?
Yeah.
Wedgie.
Wedgie basically, and there's a verb that is wedged. that means a journey, a ship's journey as well.
Let's see. Not sure about the I. Let's see. Maybe Irisen, maybe.
Yeah.
EU or R. Maybe I'll just go with EU
R?
unless. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, unless we can see that it doesn't make sense, we can go back and change it to R. But if you're more confident that it's R, we could just put R.
I screwed up there, but yeah.
Pa?
Yeah, pa. Pa.
And then I don't think I've ever seen this next one, this vertical thing.
Yeah, it can be. I've seen two things suggested, either something called inbet or seb t.
Oh, so like inbet, like a kind of wall.
Yeah, like a wall. And I don't remember if septi means fortress or something like this, but that's the sort of, and that at least this sign is sort of fortress wall like.
Yeah. There is a I think it's either soft or softy, one of those, something like that. It's like a wall and like a fortification wall for like a city.
All right, let's quickly. I probably checked it at some point. Seb, I will just do sebet like this, see what happens. Yeah, right. So this one, wall.
Yeah.
So that is one idea, and then we will have Coptic.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Okay, that's perfect.
That makes sense because Alexandria was fortified.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with Septi then for now.
Then N.
N.
Let's see. Ear. No, it's probably just Alexandros, but ear. I don't know if it's R or RW, but Irgas.
This can be L, I guess, as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, L. Il or Alexandros.
Yeah, perfect. It's probably an A sound, but I'll just write it like it's sort of written,
right,
like sa, de, res. And then
this next one, is it just mute?
I think it belongs to, because
okay.
It's really the city of Alexandria in this case.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. They add a T to make it a neut or a city, sort of. Yeah.
Then M. I've seen words that have this hieroglyph, but I don't think any of them are like one letter, so I don't know what this is.
In Coptic, the equivalent word is te. I don't know if that can be several things or.
Te. It could be could just be a demonstrative like that or this. It could be
like a noun.
A noun. It could be the one that means like duat, like underworld. It could be I think it might be a noun also that means like time or season.
Yeah, and that's the one. That's the one. So I can it's ter, and then plural teru. Te, it means time, as you say. And then
N. Ranpet.
Yeah. And that's the equivalent of what we had in our Coptic, in our Demotic here, right?
A quick question about the ter and the teru. Was that, I've seen a ter word in Middle Egyptian before that's like, it's like that run pit stalk and then it has the mouth under it. Is that the same word? It's like like a time word.
Then is it renpet and then?
It's like the renpet stalk, and then I think it has like a mouth, like an R mouth under it.
I don't
exactly
know.
what
I
it
really
is.
don't know. I'm not sure.
Probably just under TR,
Oh, under TR, okay.
maybe.
Like
Yeah.
this one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's often how it's written, right? TR. That's the one. So I guess if we click it and we look at the spellings, at some point it will probably start having this other. Yeah, here. It begins. I don't know what this is. What this sign is. But that's really what it is. So it's ter, and then becomes like this. And that I guess is just like, because in Middle Egyptian you have also peter, and you have these words that have this sign in it. It's a relatively common sign. Yeah.
I think it's a fish skeleton or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
a bone. It's like in the word for bone.
Yeah.
But then it's kes when it's spelled that way, so it's no relation to ter.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kes.
How do you write kes? QS?
QS.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. It's nice to make connections like this. What's this? This is also something in Coptic, right? Las or no?
The word for bone, yeah, kas, like KAS.
Kas. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so what do you have then?
You want me to include, or maybe I'll just do this second line, and then I can try again for both lines. So
Sure.
and then this wedget, in, you said it's like a boat journey or something? Crossing?
Yeah. Let me just not say anything. Wedgie, I guess with the T. No, okay. I don't like this TLA. It's so specific. Wedgeet. Just a journey, expedition, campaign. That's what we have. So it's not even ship in this case. It's just a generic journey.
So like in journey, maybe it's like an adverbial like phrase, like while journeying, they did or they made the irsen. Is that, wait, would that be past tense then?
I don't really know. My idea is that it's a relative, that it picks up the relative that we have sort of very spelled out for the demotic, that this is a sort of condensed, typical Middle Egyptian relative form. I don't know if that works grammatically, but it means that they did.
Okay. So in the journey that they did to the like fortification, or maybe just the walls of Alexandria, at the time of the year.
Yeah, I agree with your translation. This is supposed to mean annually somehow. So some kind of expression in the year time, yeah, I don't know. We would have to check it in the corpus, maybe after. Yeah.
I'm curious what the Greek has. Whoever reads it next. I'm curious if the Greek has maybe like kairos or whatever the Greek word like for the season or time or whatever. But yeah, I'll just let the next person do that.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, and I think maybe that I would take this as from, right? This is the sort of object of whatever he stops, whatever he relieves the priests, and M sometimes can have this almost sort of from meaning, right? And I guess in expressions it can it can work this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to try to combine all of it?
Sure. Yeah. So let's see. His Majesty relieved His Majesty relieved our priests from journeying the journeying that they did to the walls of Alexandria each year or annually or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. Let's try at least to get through the Greek. Who wants to try?
Do you want me to do the Greek?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure. You can do it.
Yes. So first we have a verb, third person, singular, past tense, apelisen. Which means he released or relieved. And then we have two short particles, de kai, which we have seen before, connective and additive. So he also released. And then we've got tous, that's an article, accusative plural. And this article goes with the prepositional expression. Ek is the preposition, which means from, chosen from. And it goes with the genitive, it governs the genitive plural. Ton, that's the article. And then come two words. Hieron, that's the adjective, the holy. And then comes ethnon, which is a word for tribe. So the whole thing is that he also released those who belong to or who are chosen from the holy tribes. I guess that is the priests. And then comes the genitive singular, which is the complement of apelisen. So, and then the article is the first, tu, and the noun comes at the very end. It is the tu kataplu.
Great.
So he released them from the down journey, let's say. The down journey by boat. And then comes kat eniauton, that's a prepositional expression, kata, and then eniautos is the year. So that's an accusative, singular, so yearly, let's say. And then comes another prepositional expression, eis, towards, that's the preposition. And then it is Alexandria, eis Alexandrian. So again, eis an accusative singular for the city. So from to kataplu, so from the journey by boat downstream, that's the kata in kataplus, and then everything that is in between belongs to the journey. Kateniauton, the yearly one, and towards Alexandria. So the Greek is much more compressed.
Yeah, okay. great. And the kata in this case is really the from Upper Egypt to Lower Egypt. It's
Yes.
or downstream, as you say. It's really
Yes.
that's what it means in a way.
Yes, and we have the two uses of the kata in kataplu. That's the directional and spatial. But then we have the kat and yauton, which means I don't know, down the year. Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
has
don't
this
know.
sort of distributive function
Yes,
sometimes with
yeah,
kata
distributive, yeah.
each.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Appelusen de Kai. So this is a bit complicated for me, what we've seen today. It's worth looking into more closely. I don't think we have much time to start anything else. Yeah. So,
Can I ask one question about the demotic?
Sure.
What is it that you've got there with DT?
Oh yeah,
after the beginning?
That's the line number. When we switch to a new line in the stone, I just put a D for demotic, a G for Greek, and then
Okay.
Yeah. So here G17 is the new line also for the Greek part. That's it.
Okay, good. Thanks.
No, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Otherwise, I'll stop sharing. Okay, so yeah, we got through. I think that's okay. I mean, we take our time, I guess, but it takes. It's not easy, and it has to take time, and we have time. So yeah. Okay, thank you all, and see you in a week. Next week we meet at for Europe people. We're back to 6 p.m. I think for next week. Then we should all be back on track. Okay. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Everyone.
Yeah.